We have a new Chomo in the community. In this video, we're going to talk about it. So the person that we're talking about in the video today is a person I've actually made a video on like recently actually, and the person is the Florida cannabis community. And if you don't know who he is, he's basically a internet trapper, but he has a platform on Twitter. He also live streams on YouTube and Twitch. But the reason why we're talking about him today is because he exposed himself as a convicted pedophile, and that's because he was getting blackmailed. The Florida cannabis community tweeted out, "So before I let someone blackmail me, I'll just expose myself. So 13 years ago, my dumb ass got arrested for sending a dick pic to an undercover cop, pretending to be a 15-year-old. Because I didn't have a paid lawyer, I had to take a plea deal. Because the PD wouldn't argue entrapment or anything, I got sentenced as a youthful offender and have a withhold of adjudication, meaning I'm not a convicted felon, but I do have to register as a sex offender for the rest of my life." So before I get into my, my opinion, because there's a lot there, I want to talk about the blackmailing situation. So what happened with that is, the Florida cannabis community's friend owed a tab to another trapper, and that trapper found out that the Florida cannabis community was actually on the sex offender list, and he was using that as a blackmailing tool to get his friend's tab paid. And the Florida cannabis community, I guess, wasn't having it and exposed himself, which is one of the biggest downfalls of all time. Like a week ago, he was having some of the best numbers ever because of the THCA stuff. Now no one wants to be around him, kind of. And I can't blame him. Like, you're on the sex offender list for life. Like, you're a life offender. Like, that's crazy. That is actually crazy. And I want to talk about another thing. Maybe he wants to defend himself. I don't really care if he does, because he's still a pedophile. But private detectives don't just don't target anybody who isn't on their radar. So if that's the case, you were already on their radar, and that's wild. Like, maybe it's just like you actually, this is like the first time, but like, even so, that's still fucked up, And the last thing I want to talk about is something he actually said in his tweet, and that's the fact that he couldn't use entrapment as a defense. And let me show you an example of entrapment and try to apply that to his situation. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you can say no to a 15-year-old. You don't have to send dick pics to a 15-year-old. It just doesn't make sense. And it's fucking wild. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this whole situation. And until next time, peace.
She said I could have it. 2016 little bitch, I'm a savage. Johnny Depp sue a bitch, make all the baggage. Then I feel like I'm a fucking bandit. RIP, just walk out perks in the cabinet. Sold them off on my session, that's